In a world you think you know, beneath the bright lights and greasy wrappers lies a secret. Deep within the forgotten ballrooms of a bygone era, they gather. Not just mascots, but masters. The architects of appetite, the puppeteers of your cravings. This is the Order of the Mascots, a secret society of fast food icons who have steered the course of the industry for decades. Tonight, the air is thick with more than just the ghost of yesterday's fries. It's thick with tension. From the head of a long, imposing table, a figure emerges from the shadows. His familiar red hair and painted smile seem anything but cheerful in the dim light. Ronald McDonald, the clown prince of burgers, the de facto leader of this clandestine council, clears his throat. His voice, usually a beacon of joy, is now a low, somber murmur. "Brothers, sisters," he begins, his gaze sweeping across the faces of legends. The Hamburglar shifts nervously in his seat. The Fry Guys huddle closer together, and even the stoic Wendy, her red pigtails looking almost black in the gloom, seems uneasy. "We face a crisis," Ronald continues, his gloved hands gripping the ornate carving of the table's edge. "The world is changing." They whisper words like kale and quinoa. They count their calories, they scrutinize our ingredients. Our tried and true methods, the very magic that built our empires, are losing their power. "The golden age," he sighs, the sound echoing in the vast, empty hall, is fading. He looks around the room at the faces that once dominated television screens and toy chests. He sees concern, yes, but he also sees something else in the younger eyes. Impatience. Suddenly, a small, sharp voice cuts through the silence. Fading? Or being allowed to fade? All heads turn to a tiny figure perched on a velvet chair, her oversized sombrero casting a long shadow. Gidget, the Taco Bell Chihuahua, small in stature but immense in presence, hops onto the table, her eyes burning with a revolutionary fire. "Yo quiero a future!" She barks, her voice echoing with a surprising force. "Ronald, with all due respect, your golden age is rusting. While you pine for the days of playgrounds and happy jingles, a new battlefield has emerged and we are losing." She paces the length of the table, her tiny paws making soft tapping sounds on the polished wood. The digital world. Social media, memes, viral content. That is where the hearts and minds of the new generation are won and lost. They don't want a gentle clown inviting them to a play place. They want wit. They want edge. They want to be part of an inside joke. She stops and points a paw directly at Ronald. "Your methods are relics. We need to be aggressive. We need to dominate their feeds, become the very language they speak. A digital blitzkrieg. We must become the algorithm." A wave of murmurs ripples through the room. Some of the older mascots, like the Pillsbury Doughboy, look horrified at such a brazen suggestion. Others, like Jack from Jack in the Box, nod slowly, a calculating look in his unblinking eyes. A calming, grandfatherly voice then interjects. Colonel Sanders, his white suit immaculate even in the dusty ballroom, stands slowly, leaning on his cane. "Now, hold on, little lady," he says, his southern drawl a soothing balm on the tense atmosphere. "There's wisdom in tradition. Our legacy was built on quality, a certain family-friendly charm. We can't just abandon who we are. There must be a middle ground, a way to blend our timeless appeal with these newfangled notions." Gidget scoffs. "Middle ground is for the mediocre, Colonel. It's for the second-place finishers. We are not here to be appealing. We are here to rule." The room descends into factions. The Hamburglar and Grimace side with Ronald, whispering about loyalty and the old ways. The Noid and the California Raisins, long past their prime, seem to be swayed by Gidget's promise of a comeback, of renewed relevance in a world that has forgotten them. They see a path back to the spotlight through the chaotic energy of the internet. But one figure has remained silent throughout the entire debate. Sitting on a throne-like chair at the far end of the room, shrouded in shadow, is the Burger King. His plastic face is a mask of unnerving stillness, his painted eyes revealing nothing. He hasn't moved a muscle, hasn't uttered a word. His silence is more powerful than any argument. Who does he side with? Does he favor the traditional reign of his old rival, Ronald? Or does he see the potential in Gidget's chaotic, modern strategy? His allegiance is the pivot upon which their entire world teeters. He is the king, after all, and a king's move can change the entire game. The tension in his silence is suffocating. Ronald, seeing his authority crumble, bangs a gloved fist on the table. Enough! This council is about unity, not insurrection. But his words lack their usual command. The lines have been drawn. The schism is undeniable. This meeting is adjourned, he declares, his voice heavy with defeat. One by one, the icons of an industry begin to disperse. Gidget gives a final, defiant glare before vanishing into a ventilation shaft. Colonel Sanders shakes his head, a sad smile on his lips, before quietly exiting through a side door. The king rises slowly, gives one last unreadable look around the fractured room, and then simply fades back into the deepest shadows as if he were never there. They melt back into the night, returning to their posts on billboards, commercials, and packaging. But things are different now. An alliance that held for nearly a century has been shattered in a single night. A war is brewing in the secret world of fast food. A war between the old guard and the new, between tradition and revolution. And as you unwrap your next burger or sip your next soda, know that a silent battle is being waged for your loyalty. The fate of the fast food world and the mascots who rule it hangs precariously in the balance. What happens next is anyone's guess. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because you won't want to miss the next chapter in this secret history.